Hello everybody, this is Badger Wild and we are back with another Space Engineers tutorial video. And as you can see right here, you can see this nice little turret cam behind me. For those of you that are wondering, had a viewer named Nightmare Phaser UK sent me a message, and I'll just read this off here. This might sound dumb, but this might sound dumb. I can't speak right now. This might sound dumb, and I've rewatched the video multiple times, but I would love a video you explaining how to set up this camera turret thing you have. I mean, I can place a camera and such, but it seems like you have a camera set up with something else, and it can pan 360 degrees. I would love if you could explain from the ground up how to set all this up. Okay, so basically this is just the turret controller block. That's what it is, and that's what you're seeing behind me when I wanted to use like targets and stuff on a ship. So if you want like a camera, and you can notice right here, it just follows me right now because I have it set to target friendlies. It is basically just a camera on a regular hinge. Let me go to view here. This is basically just a regular size rotor with a small rotor, a one layer of blocks, so you'll make one block layer, and then a hinge and a camera, and you're done. It is probably one of the simplest builds that I can make. You can make hundreds of these things. You still have to label them, unfortunately. You don't need advanced rotors. You can use a regular rotor. And like right now, this thing will just follow me around as long as it's looking. You can set it to bad guys. It will not, it has no weapons. And to show y'all how to do this, you can do this in vanilla or weapon core. Just go into your custom turret controller, and you want to set these three systems up here. So you want your azimuth rotor set, your hinge rotor set, and then your assigned camera. Now what you don't do is you don't add any tools or weapons to this thing. By not adding the tools and the weapons, you end up with a camera because it doesn't have any guns or anything that'll operate. And you do look over here, I'll fly up and it should start to detect me again. Yep, and he's detecting me again. It's watching. Now, to show you how good this thing is, it's decent. I already got it set up here on the deal. But the way you set this thing up, and it's actually real simple, because now you have a camera that you can pan, you can move, and it's just a turret cam. That's all it is. You can use this also. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. Now, normally when you do this with a controller, you can do this with a regular camera. You accomplish it by pressing Alt, and you can turn and you can zoom without it, but you don't get this kind of control with the turret camera. It's an interesting thing to have. I mean, it's a nice little subgrid to have in your base, because this thing will automatically start targeting things, and when it targets, let me show you here as I hop on out. And we're gonna turn the tab menu back on, and I'm gonna take the view to the other side. I think, yeah, you can see this little target here on me. It almost will alert you to things that are moving, because since it's your camera, since it's mine, you see it targeting something right here. This camera will auto turret and auto target things as they come into range. It's like as I go up, you can see it's got a target lock on me. You can see that little red dot, right? That little red sight icon right around the butt of my character. And so it just stays on target. So if you got an engineer running around, you can almost see this, because you can see this through other objects when it's targeting something else. So it's a really cool thing if you've got a bad guy in your base. You can put a couple of these in there, and they're really cheap. They're really cheap. They're awesome. And you can just set them up inside your base in certain areas, and they'll just sit there and just watch and just look for things. To set this thing up, it's actually really simple. You just you add like I said, a rotor, one layer of blocks, and then add your hinge and your camera, and you're done. You just don't add a weapon to this thing. And like I said, it will auto target as long as it can see. You can put this thing in like a hangar, or someplace where you've got a lot of open space, and it will, if it detects an enemy target, it will lock on. You can almost see where they're at. So it's a really cool security measure to have along with everything, because it will auto target, like I said, and it just stays on you. But yeah, like I said, this is just a really simple camera thing that I did. If I could take the stuff off of it, like the sight and everything, I would almost use one of these things as a as a camera. I may come up with a way to do that so that when characters are moving, I can have another guy recording or something like that eventually. You can also add something like this to the underside of a jet or a two-man ship, so that as you're flying it around, one guy can take it and shoot it, kind of like the targeting camera on Top Gun that they had on the FA-18s. They had this long tube on there which had a camera on the end, and it was on a hinge and a rotor, basically same thing, and that thing turned and looked at targets and sighted for you. So you could have a small ship with one of these on it in just the hinge form, and it would sit there and just look. But like I said, it's pretty simple. You can do it upside down, and they're not the most difficult thing to build. Like I said, it's just a turret without a gun. And it's a nice camera setup. I use it for a couple of videos. I used it for 2 videos showing off the first video that I did, which had the problem, and then I did it for the second video. So yeah, I'm gonna basically dedicate this video to Nightmare Phaser UK, because he's the one that asked me about this, and I thought, hell, this would make a good video, so screw it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little camera. I am Badger Wild, stay safe, stay frosty, and I am signing out.